Hello again. So we just got cut off there as I can't work my camera, but that is exactly why you need to outsource to people sometimes and not try and do everything yourself. Anyway, so we were talking about the ascendant, and if you are someone who has your own business, you're trying to, turn your spiritual, your creative work into a source of income, if you're dating, if you're an entrepreneur, if some part of you, or even if you're writing a book or something like this, if some part of you is engaged in trying to promote or sell who you are, your ascendant is really, really important, because it's not about fighting against people's initial reaction to you. It's about embodying the higher aspect of that and being aware of your own power, because your ascendant is a gift. Okay, so again, we're talking about, that I had a Taurus rising, to use myself as an example, and the people would always tell me that I was calming when I didn't feel calm. And so while I had to learn to assert myself in different ways, that Taurus rising has really allowed me to do well in aspects of life, like teaching meditation and hands-on healing and calming people down. I worked for the emergency services. I worked in the ambulance control for a while, and being able to embody that instead of feeling frustrated that people never understood me, helped me make money, it helped me grow my business, it helped me develop spiritually, all those sorts of things. So this is what I want for you with your ascendant, is to see the aspects of yourself that may have been misinterpreted over time, or people that have reacted to you in the wrong way, and try and find a way that you can embody more of your ascendant sign into what you express. So even if it is into the colors of your business card, or the fonts that you use on your website, or what you talk about, or what you put on your dating profile, what kind of photos of yourself you use, all of those sorts of things. How you set yourself apart and how you express what's in your heart, is your ascendant. So you can dress like your ascendant. It involves how you look as well. So what parts of yourself in terms of beauty, or in terms of how you dress, that you can express what you're about. Anything that's to do with non-verbal communication is your ascendant sign. So it's one to have a lot of fun with. What idea of you would you like people to have about you? What do you want your clients to feel from you? What sets you apart from other people? Or what things are in your heart that you want to express? So we're going to talk about this week in the journal exercises. We can do a bit of brainstorming. Feel free to comment on other people's posts. What things would you like your clients or your potential partner or new friends or your colleagues to notice and appreciate and respond to, or pay you for? And how can you use your ascendant sign to embody those things? So, if you're a Virgo rising, you may have been called overcritical before. You might have been called, pernickety before, or too details focused, or all of those sorts of things, which would be, I guess, a lower aspect of Virgo. When you're thinking, oh, but I've only ever tried to help people, or, you asked for my help, or, that's not how I am at all. But you can influence that in how you dress and how you come across, and people go, people start to witness the Virgo aspects of purity and assessment and intelligence and all those sorts of things, and they can see those elements of you, and not just the ones that that you don't want to express yourself with. So it helps people trust your judgment. If you understand your ascendant and you can put that into how you present yourself, physically, verbally, emotionally, then you get more people who really get you, whether that's clients, potential relationships, friendships, colleagues, workplaces, all those kinds of things. Your ascendant is really powerful for that. So have a little think about your ascendant and your rising sign. I'm really excited because this is more of a fun one. This is more of a, you can play around with this in terms of, everything from your clothes to, like I said, your business cards, the themes, the bits of your personality that you express. understanding what people see in you even when you don't see it yourself. And that's a really important one, because we very rarely understand our own beauty or what makes us special to other people, because we aren't seeing those things, but our ascendant shows what other people see within us. So, if you are a Virgo rising, people, you might have heard at times that you're critical or you're XYZ, but what people see in you is your dedication. They see your commitment. They value your intelligence. They see you as someone who has a sense of purity and grace and high standards. So they're all complementary things that you wouldn't necessarily appreciate about yourself. So look at your ascendant for all of those things and make a list of some of the hidden maybe gifts or hidden nice things that maybe you didn't ever realize people thought about you, but they do. And also we'll talk about the ways to work around the bits that you don't necessarily like or that people misinterpret about you, and how you can change those perceptions more effectively. So that is the ascendant. Now we're going to talk about Venus, and of course Venus rules love and money, but more importantly than that, okay, Venus rules what we find beautiful, what we find comforting, what our values are, how we relate, especially to women, but within relationships, how we are attractive and what we are attracted to. So when we think about Venus the planet is actually the warmest planet in the solar system other than the sun, even though it's not the closest to the sun. And the reason for this is that Venus has this incredibly thick atmosphere that acts like a cushion and keeps all of that beautiful warmth and growth in. So Venus in our natal chart is so much more than who we're attracted to, what kind of relationships would be best for us, how we can make money. It represents everything that protects us. It represents what we need to make life beautiful. It represents that cushion, that we feed off, that we need to get through. And it's so vital. And I think sometimes it's underestimated because we think, oh yeah, beauty, love, relationships, romance, la-di-da, all nice things. And, it's not about how much motivation we always have. That's Mars. We'll talk about Mars next week. How much motivation we have, or how much, income we have, or how far up the career ladder we are, or any of those things. It's what we sustain ourselves with. So if you have $100 and you spend it all, it's gone. If you have $100 and you spend $1 a day, it lasts for 100 days. So Venus is your cushion that allows you to keep your motivation for life and your zest and your passion, and have grace through your lessons, and to see the beauty in hard times. So Venus is very, 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 very vital in the natal chart. So she is what gives us grace. Of course, she's named after the goddess of love. She's what gives us the ability to see the value in our experiences, even the hard ones. And if you understand your Venus, not only can you add more physical and emotional and spiritual beauty and comfort into your life, you can find ways to have an easier time of your challenges. You can find a cushion to soften the blows of tough times. So, if you have Venus in the 4th house of home, it's very, very important to you to have a beautiful, comforting sanctuary within the home that you can go to and heal from. So it's worth investing in expensive sheets. It's worth investing in soundproof walls, all those sorts of things. If you have Venus in the 5th house, it's very, very important for you to have a creative outlet, to be playful. You could have a Clark Gable old school romance. It's all very heavy and karmic and passionate, but if you can't have fun, it's all just too heavy, and if you have Venus in the 10th house of public acclaim, you want people to recognize the beauty that you bring to others. and the, you know, the comfort and the love and the joy that you bring and you share with other people. So looking at what your Venus sign is and where your Venus sign is really important to give you a tool to make experiences easier or to find a coping mechanism. So I talked last week about the moon and our needs and our hormones and our vulnerable side and how we comfort ourselves. But Venus gives us an extra beautiful kind of option as a coping mechanism. If you have Venus in the 9th house, you know, travel and exotic food and culture and education will help you survive life and disappointments more easily, and that sort of thing. So it represents all of those things. It represents as well our relationships with women and with our own femininity. So even if you are a man, and there are a few men on this course, how do you value not just the women in your life and what are you attracted to in women, whether that is friends or relationships or whatever? How do you value your own physical attractiveness? How do you value your beauty? How do you value your body? All of these things are ruled by Venus as well. And it gives you, again, the tools to healing those relationships. So, you know, if you're someone who has a very difficult relationship with your body, look to the house that your Venus is in and go, these are the ways in which I can express my body more healthfully and more rewardingly. I have a client who had Venus in Pisces in the 10th house, you know, when she spent her whole life battling her weight and feeling, you know, very insecure. And, you know, she's from California, so she was sort of surrounded by all these like hard, wonderful, you know, body beautifuls all the time. And after we worked together, she ended up going into belly dance that was all about the beauty of the fertile feminine. And she actually performs all over Europe now, which I love. She's performed throughout the US, but she's gone as far as performing in Europe. And when she performs, she's like this fertility ancient goddess, and she channels healing and love and beauty through all of her work. So she's really embodying that soft, receptive, vulnerable, creative Venus in Pisces, but also receiving the public acclaim from it, instead of trying to compete and to shrink and to feel shame and all of those sorts of things. So your Venus house and sign are the key to healing your relationships with your body, with your coping mechanisms, and with your relationships. Also, as well as where we find beauty, grace, healing, harmony, Venus gives us two tools, and that is knowing where our best relationships will lie and where we will find them. So again, if you have Venus in the 9th house of higher education, expanded visions, foreign cultures, you're probably not going to find the love of your life next door. It would be when you're traveling. It would be someone older or someone younger or someone who can give you a different perspective of life than the one that you know. On the flip side, you know, if you have Venus in the 3rd house, which is about, you know, neighbors and surface level communications and that type of thing, you're more likely to end up in a good relationship with a friend of a friend, someone you meet at a trivia night, someone at the local pub, that kind of thing. So if you're looking for a relationship, or you're looking for more friends, or even looking for an audience, look to your Venus as to where you will find them, because that is where, of course, Venus ruling the heart, that is where you will find people who love you. And a lot of the time, you know, we're not surrounded by people who love or understand us. We think there's something wrong with us, when in actual fact, we just aren't in the environment where people who understand our hearts are existing. So use your Venus to find those people, find people who get you, to find people who love you, and to find your best relationships. And also, you know, if you're looking at your own physical image, again, we were talking previously about how you present yourself, your style, your dress, your website, your self-promotion, your Venus as well shows you what other people are attracted to in you. So, you know, you might be a Pisces, but your Venus is in Capricorn. So what other people are attracted to you is your capability, is your work ethic, is your integrity, is your intelligence. So once you understand that, you can operate more in those circles. You can promote to those circles. You can engage that part of yourself more. You can express that part of yourself more. What else? So Venus, love and money. Okay. Venus also gives us the second major tool to abundance and joy and creating a cushion. And of course, money doesn't buy happiness, but financial freedom does provide a cushion through which we can have an easier time of our experiences. We've all been sad, but it's easier, as they say, it's easier to be sad in a Ferrari than it is to be sad on the side of the road. And of course, we don't all need Ferraris, but the point is, if you want to generate income, and especially as an entrepreneur or as a side business or a creative or something like this, or a healer, your Venus will show you where you can generate income and stay true to your heart at the same time. And this is really, this is kind of like a hidden tool, because it's not just, like I said, about your motivation and the career ladder and how competitive you are and all those sorts of things. Where you can generate money is like your hidden gift, because you can see the beauty, you can see opportunities, you can be generous, you can be creative, you can have fun. People like this about you. So again, say you were a Capricorn, but you have Venus in Pisces. People appreciate your compassion, people appreciate your empathy, your intuitive ability, your creativity, your soulfulness, your depth. So those are the things that you can play up or promote or work more with in order to get promoted or to develop a business or to have some part of yourself that sets you aside from other people. I know a lot of Capricorns actually who, while they're very good at all the business side of things, their Venus is in something like Pisces or something like Taurus, and they go and do empathy training, they go and do child protection training, they go and do, train the trainer training, something where they can use their softer skills. And that's what sets them apart from everyone else competing on the same platform as them, whether it's in business, whether it's in government. So knowing what your Venus is knowing what people love about you. And if you can play up, and again, it's not about faking it, but it's about enhancing and it's understanding and coming from the heart. And if you can accentuate what is beautiful and valuable within you, those are the things that will get you paid, will get you business opportunities, will get you clients. And people love and respect that about you. So again, they say, if you don't love yourself, no one will love you, which isn't true. It's just that you'll have an easier time if you do love yourself. So if you can look at your Venus and love those parts of you, but if you can understand that regardless of your self-esteem, those are the things that people love and respect and enjoy about you, then you can embody those things in order to get paid for what you love, or in order to be promoted or to stand out in your career field. So your Ascendant and your Venus are fun. They are creative tools to work with to get you what you want, what you would like, and to build that cushion around you where you're surrounded by people who get you, who love you, who appreciate you, surrounded by things that you enjoy, that give you beauty and that help you carry on when life is a bit shit, because it's not just about keep calm and carry on. It's about having somewhere that we can go to that restores our soul. We all need a bit of soul restoration at times. So our Ascendant shows us how to approach other people and to approach our goals. And our Venus shows us what we are loved for, why people are attracted to us, how we love and how we relate, and how we can build a beautiful, sustainable well of emotional happiness within ourselves that we can access at all times, no matter how hard life can get. So I hope you have fun this week with your Ascendant and Venus. Of course, feel free to post anything below. I will read, I will comment. You can send them through me in an email if you don't want to share it publicly. And have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye, everyone.